Jefffrey Wait is going to give you a lovely story. He's also one of our fabulous four who are running for Supreme Court, and we're going to make sure we get them all in this fall.
Thank you very much. First, I want to thank you for the opportunity. Secondly, it's very special for me to be in Washington County, and I hate to burst Dennis's bubble, but the reason I like to be here and talk about Washington County is because the rich history of Washington County is very closely tied to my family history. That relationship began back in the early 1800s. My great-great-great-grandfather settled in Sandy Hill before it was Hudson Falls. And
I apologize, Your Honor.
So he practiced law back then, and one of his children was Dallas Wait. And Dallas moved down the road and settled in Fort Edward. And not only did he start practicing law, but he started a lifelong commitment to public service. He was a trustee of the village for decades. He was a trustee of the Board of Education for decades. In 1855, he was first elected as county court judge, served a couple of terms as county court judge. In the 1860s, he served 3 terms as the Washington County District Attorney. His office in 1982, it sat vacant, obviously, for a long, long time, and in 1982 it was going to be demolished to make room for something else. And the citizens of Fort Edward and the Fort Edward Historical Association and members of my family got together, and they decided to save it and move it to the museum complex on Main Street in Fort Edward, and it went through a major restoration. If you haven't been over to the museums over there, you should go. There's a lot to see, but one of the things that's there is my great-great-grandfather's law office, which it's really fascinating. It gives you an insight into what the practice of law was and what was going on in this community back in the 1800s, because it's very much like it was with the books and the bookshelves and the equipment and everything. Even had a typewriter back in the 1800s. So I encourage you all to join the association and get over there. It's a very fascinating place. So I'm glad to be here to have an opportunity to share that, whether I'm in Washington County or wherever I am. I love to share that story. And in my chambers, I have a picture of that office, which used to be next to the family home. But enough of that. I do know that if and when successful in this race as Supreme Court, I'm going to insist that I be assigned cases here in Washington County. It would be a great honor and a privilege and a thrill to be presiding over cases where my great-great-grandfather presided over cases over 150 years ago. And it would be great to get back here in this community and handle cases and be here where my ancestors and your ancestors worked together in so many ways to make this county the great place it is today. It's very special to me. Thank you.